Guys, it's me, Paka, and welcome back to Bad Witch Books. I'm gonna finally be doing the Star Wars tag. Raul tagged me in this 3 weeks ago. Am I filming this now? Yes. We're not gonna talk about it. It's late. Yeah. But I'm filming it now. We're doing it. But yeah, okay, so let's get started. So the first question, and I know a little bit about Star Wars. I'm not like a super Star Wars fan. I am an average Star Wars fan. I have watched some of the cartoon series because I grew up when Clone Wars was airing on TV, so I know enough about Star Wars. But the first question is R2-D2, a book that made you laugh out loud. I haven't talked about this book in a minute, I feel like. 1,500 Miles from the Sun. If you remember a couple months ago, this was like my favorite thing. It still is. I tabbed this book up like crazy. I actively love this book. It's funny. I was laughing out loud. I almost cried. But the question was laugh out loud. And this is the most book that's made me laugh out loud I've read recently. Highly recommend. If you don't know what it's about, Jules, our main character, is a gay kid in the closet, and one night in his senior year at a party, he gets drunk and accidentally comes out via Twitter, and one boy that he had a crush on Twitter, follows him back, and they start flirting, and they kind of get together, and then it's just about, him kind of coming to terms with being out and stuff like that. Takes place in Texas. Really good. Highly recommend. I love this book. If you like Selena, the singer, highly recommend, because a lot of Selena references in the book too, and I love it. So the next question is, I'm looking down at the questions. So the next question is for Padme Amidala, a strong female character, badass female character. And so for that, I chose our main character from Iron Widow. High-key enjoyed this book. This book is about a girl who, in the world that she is in, it is, these aliens are attacking, and so the people have these mechs that has one male and one female pilot, and usually the female pilot does not survive the battles. But she changes that. She goes into enlists in the army to become one of the concubine pilots for the prince that has done something, and she's there for revenge, and she becomes the Iron Widow. She's a badass. Yes, loved it, and really good book. You will be hearing about it more in my November wrap-up. Next question is Leia Organa, best or worst love triangle. And I hear love triangle, and I don't know if anybody else. This book automatically comes to mind, Clockwork Princess, our main love triangle in this. I'm not a huge Cassandra Clare fan, but I did love this trilogy, and I did love this love triangle. I think this triangle gets enough attention, but that was just the first one that came to my mind. High-key enjoyed. The next question is Luke Skywalker, a rising star author, and for me, a new favorite. This is no surprise. Last year, his debut book came out, and that would be Ada Thomas' Cemetery Boys. I've read Cemetery Boys, and I've read Lost in the Neverwood, his second book. High-key enjoyed both, so he's most likely on the auto-buy author list now. Cemetery Boys to me is iconic, but yeah. If you don't know what Cemetery Boys is about, boy named Yadriel is a brujo, and he wants his families to come to terms with his transness, so he does a ceremony that only the male brujos can do, and it summons a spirit. Turns out it summons the wrong spirit, which he summons the bad boy from his high school, Julian, and they have to solve Julian's murder. Very good. Loved it. Of course, if you know me, this is one of my favorite books ever. But yeah, I say Rising Star because his second book, Ada Thomas' second book, just came out this year, which Lost in the Neverwood, which is a Peter Pan retelling. Very good, very very good. Made me cry, or I don't cry. I call it bad bitch tears, so my eyes water up and one tear will fall. But yeah. Next book is Anakin Skywalker, a book or series that started out well, but then became bad. So bad is a strong word for this. I will say, more disappointed, I took this as. And that is Witches Steeped in Gold. I wanted to enjoy this so much. The main plot is two witches from rival factions have to work together to take down the queen in charge, and that sounds like everything I want and need. It took too long for anything felt to happen. I really enjoyed one of our main characters. The other one was alright. And the ending just it took too long for, like, the main plot, or the main stuff we talked about in the plot didn't happen till, like, near the end of the book. So, yeah. It started out really strong, and, like, it seemed really promising. I'm still gonna give book 2 a chance, but, yeah, I just was not enjoying this as much as I wanted to. So, yeah, I'm gonna give it that question. Next question is Han Solo, a book with a lot of sass. Another staple of my channel, if you know me. Serpent and Dove. Lou, our main character, is just a ball of sass as a person. I love sassy characters. That is, like, way to my heart. And Lou is one of my favorite fictional characters. This is one of my favorite trilogies now, because Gods and Monsters was perfect. But yeah. So, Serpent and Dove is going to be that question for Han Solo. Next question is Emperor Palpatine, book with world building. I talked about this book a lot too. Crown of Feathers by Nikki Palpatine. It's amazing world building in my opinion. The world feels fully fleshed out in my opinion. If you don't know what this book is about, sidetrack. Girl, 2 sisters are animal mages. They have the ability to talk and control animals, and they want to become Phoenix Riders, which is like a legendary group of warriors that were supposedly, like, taken out 20 years before, but there's a secret band of them, and they're trying to bring them back. High-key enjoyed this book, but the world building is amazing. I love it. It feels so fleshed out. The question is for Obi-Wan Kenobi or Ben Kenobi, and it is name a book you went with low expectations in that you ended up loving. Now, because I read her previous book, Spin the Dawn, I did not enjoy it. I'm not saying it's bad, I just didn't enjoy it for myself. I gave it, I think, low 3 stars, like lower end of 3 stars, but I ended up reading 6 Crimson Canes this year, and this blew me out of the water. I really enjoyed this, loved it, and I'm excited for book 2, so it makes me actually want to go back and read the sequel for 6 Crimson Canes. So, like, I would say my expectations were, like, devastatingly destroyed. But yeah, that is that question. So now the next question is Yoda, and it was, like, name a book that changed you, basically, in some way, and my little brain could not think of a question for that. So we're just gonna skip. We're just gonna ignore and skip like I do all my problems. Okay, so the next question is name your favorite villain. Bad Witch books. Favorite villain. I wonder who my favorite villain is. Clearly, my favorite villain is the Wicked Witch of the West. I love her. Mainly because of Wicked, where she isn't the Wicked Witch of the West, but, like, still iconic queen. But that is the end of this video. Comment down your guys' comments down below. Who's your favorite Star Wars character? Well, add that too, because I feel like that should have been in it. My favorite is Asajj Ventress because, like I said, I was watching Clone Wars, and, like, of course, I have to love the witches, like the Night Sisters that are there. So, yeah, because I got to stay on Paco, on brand. But like I said, comment down below. You answer some of your questions. Answer some of the questions. Or what do you like about Star Wars? Yeah, if you know anything about Star Wars. But I will see you guys next time. Subscribe if you haven't. Like the video, please. And like I said, we'll see you next time.